So did you feel pressured into having sex with me?
In a way, I did. Actually, I did. I don't want to tell him what you did. It's just really trying to get that notch on your belt. Like, oh yeah, I did that. The reality is he probably ran his mouth because he just wanted to feel like, yeah, she gave it. I've been in the barbershops, ladies.
And if the woman has salon talks, because men be having barbershop talks saying who they smashed. If the woman was to tell on y'all and how y'all don't be lasting long, it was horrible. We did not enjoy it because we felt like we were getting assaulted. Yeah. That's the truth of it.
You can only talk to his family who gonna take his back. His mama, he get that from his daddy. Yeah, his daddy was a cheater too. I'm so sorry you had to go through that. You want some coffee? This is an Iwebu production.
Period. What's up, y'all? My name is TK.
And my name is Namdi.
And we are the Iwebus. Yes, and you are here pillow talking.
Pillow talking, baby.
Pillow talking with the Iwebus, baby. You want to let them know what we about?
Hold on. First off, this is episode number 10.
It is finally episode number 10.
Number 10, man.
Yes. Hey. Y'all comment down below if y'all been here since episode 1.
Yes, if you've been
pillow talking episode 1.
That would be dope if somebody's been here since episode 1. Like,
please let us know.
We want to know that. Listen, and we changed it up a little bit. This episode number 10, so we changed it up. We got some. But listen, if you've known from the beginning, we said that we're going to be growing. We want you to grow with us, man. Yeah. We've got coaches and we got a little bit of clarity on some things. A lot of y'all mainly. We have 150 uploads, babe. Okay. On YouTube, just got that. Amen. 150 uploads, and we got some more clarity on mainly what people have been loving from us is the relationship team.
Yes, y'all have definitely been loving relationship talks. I mean, we kind of went into this whole podcasting YouTube with just an open mind, just knowing we love talking. We love talking to each other. Yeah. But we love speaking to you guys and just giving you insight as best as we can in cultural things and from a kingdom perspective. Yeah. But y'all have gravitated towards relationship and marriage and dating and singleness and sex talk and all those things. Like, y'all love those things. So
we motivate the common couple to become extraordinary and the singles to receive God's best in relationships. Yes, that's what we do.
He was ready for that. I'm so weak. I'm like, what is happening? Yeah. Yes, so we changed, and that is what we are now.
That's what we are now.
Yes. Say it one more time. I'm sorry.
So we motivate the common couple to become extraordinary. Listen, the everyday couple, man, the everyday couple who may not be the most perfect. You may have the blended family or so, right? You may have done every bit and everything God's way or whatever. Hey, we motivate you to become extraordinary, okay? Not stay in the bondage to that. And also, we want the singles to receive God's best. We want you to get all that he has. I mean, the best life based off of the things that it is that you do with your decisions, and hopefully we can help you out with that.
Yes, and that is what we are moving in now. Yes. So praise God, y'all keep going with us. It might change again. I don't
know. Just never know. You never know. Hey, we like, hey, the Lord said, yes.
No, we would never do that.
He's been moving us in this direction.
Definitely. So we will lose subscribers. Speaking of subscribers, I just want to say thank you to all the new subscribers.
What up?
To all the new followers on Instagram. If you are subscribed to this channel and you do not follow us on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook, please do so. Please. Go ahead and get those followers up, y'all. We are trying to be salt of the earth. Come on. Okay? We are trying to push this light kingdom direction in our culture in a very dark world. Yeah. And so we're trying to do our small part. And if you want to partner with us in doing this small part in this world, it's simply by liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing with your friends, send your podcast, listen to us, all those good things. But let's go ahead and get into the show.
Let's get into it. We got a lot to unpack.
Yes, we do.
First things first. Pastor Carl Lentz has returned. Pastor Carl Lentz is the former pastor of Hillsong, New York. Yes, the famed church Hillsong, which was in a documentary about a lot of different things that was going on there and controversy in that church on Discovery. So if you don't know, Pastor Carl Lentz was the pastor there. He resigned in 2020 after being caught in an affair with another young lady there at the church. And so he is back, but where is he at? He's at Transformation Church. Pastor Mike Todd. What a bomb drop. I read this, and this came from website julieroys.com. It says, disgraced former Hillsong pastor Carl Lentz. Why you got to be disgraced?
They mean.
Disgraced former Hillsong pastor Carl Lentz joins Transformation Church in Tulsa. It says that Carl Lentz, the ousted pastor of Hillsong, New York, has landed on the staff of Transformation Church, which is in Tulsa, Oklahoma, led by Pastor Mike Todd. Transformation is a juggernaut in that town. He said, we gladly welcome Carl Lentz to our Transformation Church staff, helping TC with the strategy as we continue to move forward in our vast vision. That's from Tammy McWaters, the church's executive pastor of operations. That's what she told Religion News Service in an email Monday, March 27. So a source close to Lentz also confirmed that to media that Lentz and his family had been going to Tulsa and were attending Transformation Church. So they relocated, actually, to Tulsa. Said it's the right place for them to heal and move forward. After 2 years of Carl being in his own discovery and healing process, he has shown readiness to use God-given gifts towards the local church again. We believe in Carl, his marriage, his skill set, and his restoration, McWhorter said. McWhorter also said the church's vision to represent God to the lost and found for transformation in Christ includes restoration. The two go hand in hand. She said, pointing to scripture from the book of Galatians that includes a message to restore one another after sin, mistakes, and repentance. She said, we're called to be a safe environment for people to evolve, and transform, she added. Basically, he's a consultant now. He kind of helps out mega churches. So I'm guessing maybe he's not going into pastor, but I don't see maybe where that wouldn't happen, where he wouldn't do that. That's what he was doing before. But a couple years off, and now he's back at it. Babe, I kind of want to start with you. What's your reaction to this?
Wow. First and foremost, the title of this article is so mean. Like, definitely. So mean. And I pray to God, whoever wrote this article is not a believer. I will hope that this is not a believer.
Kind of looks that way. Everything on their page is about
church
people.
Disgraced. So disgraced former Hillsong pastor joins Transformation Church. So I think it is first and foremost what Pastor Carl did was a very flesh filled thing, cheating on his wife. I know the world went crazy, but it's like, y'all, people be cheating every day, like, and not to make it light.
Not at all.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying to throw someone away because of a mistake is what I'll never agree with for many reasons. And one, if you've been watching our show, y'all know that's what happened to us, and so I don't agree with that part. Yes, people should sit down. Yes, people should pause if they're in positions in leadership, because it will seem very nonchalant and prideful and quite arrogant to fall into such sin. And you're in such a high place where people are following you and following your example to just continuously go on. Like, no, you need to have a seat for sure. And because it was so public. But I say all that to say, I think it is probably, my heart was just warm hearing, no, we restore one another after sin. We lift one another up and we bring them back in. We don't cast them to the side. Then next thing you know, that's when people commit suicide and just go far left, because a lot of times, we can know that God loves us, but his representation of his love is through his people, and how will the word talks about how will people know that we are his disciples, we are his children, it's by the way that we love one another. And so I think this is probably, one of the greatest displays that we can do. I say kudos to Pastor Mike Todd, Transformation Church, for accepting him back, knowing that it will cause some type of probably uproar in the community, which is crazy. It's how long has it been?
It's been 2 years. Or no, 3 years. I'm sorry.
3 years?
About 2.5, I guess, overall. But yeah.
Yeah, I think that's well enough time to. I mean, preferably, especially, I would pray, hope, and I'm pretty sure that they sat down with him and asked him what did he do during his, like, it wasn't like he was just drinking it away, sexing it away. Like, no, he was consecrated, he was fasting, he was repenting.
Still married.
He got in. Oh, he is.
He's still married to his wife. Yeah.
Oh wow, she kept him.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have kept.
Yeah, I mean.
But, hey, God bless. That's my non-negotiable. But praise God, that if that their marriage has been restored, and that transformation gave them a place to be safe. I think it's a beautiful thing, babe.
Yeah. So I mean, welcome, Carl Lentz, to the restoration ministry. To those who have fallen in any type of way, who are now being used, man. I just think of, again, like you said, back to us. I know some people are going to be heated. Like, what is he doing? He should never preach again. And what he did was straight foul. Period. I can't tell you that I maybe would have stayed up under a ministry. I wouldn't had stayed up under him as a pastor. Yeah. I mean, obviously he left anyway, but I do believe he deserves another chance. I mean, that's what the gospel is about, is receiving second chances. Man, we're giving thousands of second chances with the Lord. And why wouldn't we do that for our brother? Why wouldn't we do that after we look through the word and see so many who did so many foul things, like David, who was still, he called a man after God's heart. So why wouldn't we show this man that same type of love there too? I know some may not look at him the same, but it's big. I mean, some people won't want him to preach. I hope that he eventually gets back to what he probably loves that. Maybe he gets back to teaching. Maybe he's not the second string. We know Pastor Metcalf is the second string there, but maybe he's the third. Yeah. Maybe he's the fourth. I don't know. But I do believe he does deserve to move forward and pass his issues, man. I know, and some people's gone through it. Some people think we should never talk forever on relationships. And mind you, we only did what most people have done, which is have sex outside of marriage. Yeah. And you end up getting pregnant. Yeah. And I'm telling you, it's people to this day. Thank God for y'all who love on us. But my God. To this day, there's like, oh yeah, because them Negroes, like, they ain't got nothing to tell me. They ain't got nothing to help me out with, which they could be really blessed by us. I believe that many will be blessed by Carl Lentz saying what you should not do, just as much as they would be blessed by anybody telling you what
you should do.
All the things that you should do. Mm-hmm. Because now he could tell you, man, listen, this is where I messed up. I saw her in the park and I looked again, and then I just kept looking, and then all of a sudden, I just wanted her. And then I went over and I started talking to her. And then all of a sudden, I wasn't even letting her know that I'm a pastor and I'm married or none of those things. I'm hiding from her until she found out herself. Yeah. Like, he could take you through what was going on in his mind, and he could tell you, hey, listen, don't do this. Don't your phone shouldn't have a lock that your wife don't know. Don't go and, maybe if you've had issues in the past of having bad character or doing some things outside of a relationship, maybe you don't need to be running at the park where it's a lot of women at. Maybe you just need to go to, I don't know, a gym or when you have money like he had, get you a treadmill in the house. Yeah. And do what you need to do there. So I'm happy for him. Mm-hmm. I'm happy for him, his family, because people don't know the pain, the turmoil, the regret, all those things. You don't know what he maybe has went through in the dark. Yeah. Like, I can only speak for myself. When we did have our fall, our mess up, man, we didn't just pop back up on the scene. Mm-hmm. Like, I think, how long was we out? We was probably
a couple years.
Yeah, a couple years. I mean, it took a minute. Mm-hmm. And I'm talking about just boo-hooing, worshiping in our own front room or just room. Sometimes she may be in a room by herself just worshiping and crying and praying. And I've done the same thing. And just, you don't know how much, he's going through. You don't know if he's even forgiven himself fully. That's the hardest part. I tell people all the time, if you got a friend or anybody who's fallen, man, don't add on to the condemnation that they're probably already given themselves. You should be showing so much grace and so much love. Pick that person up, especially if you know that was a person who really was trying. Like homegirl was really trying. She really was really keeping herself. And now after 3 years of keeping herself, she done messed up and had sex with this dude. Don't beat down on her. Pick her up and say, hey, you can still get back up. Hey, the clock continues on. You still can find the right one for you. God still loves you above all and above anything that anyone can say. So be that person, you know, because he may still be beating himself up. He probably still, I ain't saying probably, I'm pretty sure him and his wife still have issues based off of that.
Definitely.
Oh, you wasn't acting like that with old girl.
Yeah.
Oh, was you doing the same thing with her?
Yeah.
I mean, just all those things that you still have to go through. His kids and maybe the way that they view him now, and you never know how his kids are acting. So again, I just want to show grace and love during this time to Pastor Carl, to Carl Lentz, Pastor Carl Lentz, whatever. I want to show, you know, grace and love to him, and I pray that, you know, he's truly repentant.
Yeah.
And
That's the big part.
yeah, and I believe that we should give him the grace to show us the new version of who he actually is, and not hold him to the old version of who he used to be.
Yeah.
That's the way that I feel about that whole thing. So shout out to transformation, man. Enough can be said. You know, I know Pastor Mike Todd has been in a lot of different YouTube headlines for just, I guess, using scripture out of context and the wrong way, and definitely that's truly deserved by the videos that I've seen that he's done here recently. But his heart, man, I told you this a long time ago, babe. Like, he really has a heart for people. It seems. I mean, I've seen it where he had at one time he was training up other leaders in his church, and instead of him preaching on a Sunday, he had them all give like a message of about, I think it was like 5 or 10 minutes. And they had to do their whole message within 10 minutes or so. And I'm like, that's so dope. Like, he doesn't believe that the gospel is only changed to his voice. Like, he can give it up to anybody else. And we're talking about somebody with one of the biggest mega churches out there. You got some people with some medium-sized churches that barely can give a mic up to any other person and show them, hey, this is how I prepared a sermon. Hey, because you just never know when you're sick or whatever. Man, sometimes I look and I see Pastor Mike Todd been gone for like months. And the church is still growing and flourishing.
Yeah.
It only happens when a leader trains up other leaders. When a leader shows grace toward other leaders who were also flawed. Maybe they made mistakes, whatever the case. And he's like, nah, listen, hey, man, here, we're going to show you love.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, you done telling us about all that? Yeah, we heard about all that in the headlines.
Yeah.
But hey, brother, you have a place on our staff here, and we love you, and we're willing to give you a chance here, and we want to see the new you. So shout out to Pastor Mike Todd, I know, just for what he's doing there, too.
For sure.
Yeah. So, hey, what do you guys think? Do you believe that he should be like back on staff? Do you believe that Carl Lentz should like preach again? We want to know what you think down below. Put that in the comments. And moving on. So recently, Ayanlay, I think you say is this Vaughn?
I don't know how to say her first name or last name.
Yeah. So Ayanlay was on the Breakfast Club, and the discussion came up about, are women more masculine nowadays? And I want you guys to check out this clip right here.
What is the distinction between feminine power and masculine power? And we've been conditioned and trained to be men in skirts. We do everything like men. We compete like men. I said this on the R Spot a few weeks ago. I said, most women want their boyfriend to act like their girlfriend. Chatting, shopping. But when the man comes home, what they meet is another dude.
Babe, what do you think? What do you think about our comments? Are women more masculine than feminine?
Yeah. I definitely feel what she said, like kind of being trained to be masculine. Like, it's just I feel like our culture, especially our music, is training us to hate one another and not need one another. So what?
Speak on that.
Oh, okay. So the music, as far as females, like, go get your bag, go get your house. shoot, even the video where I made about I had to like delete a bunch of comments on TikTok. It was like 60 new comments, babe, that we hadn't seen.
Oh wow.
And they were like, girls do not. So the TikTok that I made was basically like, I never desired my own house. I did not desire to pay my own bills. Like I knew, even though I wasn't preparing for marriage, I knew that from my mom's house, I will go to my husband's house. That's just what I knew. Like I didn't want to do the in between, and not just simply for any other reason outside of like I don't desire to pay bills and be a provider. Like it's not my desire. But the girls in the comments were like, don't listen to her, ladies. Like go get your bag, make sure you're straight, make sure you're good. And then I ended up also seeing another Instagram where a lady was telling her daughter, she recorded herself talking to them like, don't listen to these girls. Like, you make sure you got your own stuff just in case this dude mess up. So I feel like there's this mentality behind the music, behind media, behind our culture for the women to be like, hey, now you better not depend on these men. I don't care if you married. Y'all get y'all bag, you get your own accounts, you make sure you are taken care of by yourself. If that man decide to leave, you straight. And I understand that because in some cases, men have cheated, dipped out, and left the woman, with the kids and don't have nothing else to do. But so yes, I do agree that in a sense, women are masculine. But what I will say is, and I just to close up that.
So are they more masculine than feminine, and why?
So yes, so I do think so, in majority of the case, but I also think because they like in a way we've kind of had no choice.
What do you mean?
So again, media, culture, music, training our generation to go separate ways. I pray and I hope that y'all know that this culture and this media does not want households, families, marriages. You know what I'm saying? Like I even said on my Instagram live today, I was like, people be coming at me about talking about being married, but y'all don't say nothing about girls that out here promiscuous, stacking 1,000 bodies, getting head and getting some money and getting a bag. Like you got to think of how twisted this culture is. So I think in a way, there has been a forced masculinity. And so in some cases, like, I love my father and I love my mother. But my father he was a great provider, a phenomenal father in that sense. But he wasn't like, dominant and like making decisions. My mama was in charge. She made the decisions. My mama we going up here. I remember even when I was getting bullied, like my mama went up to that school and took care of stuff. And we pulled up to the girl's house and talked to her parents. And, I just saw her move and shake. And so it also trained me like, okay, love my daddy, but I don't see a man as a protector. I see him as a provider. And so I became the protector of myself. And so that was traits of masculinity in a way that I took on was, I got to protect myself. Ain't no man gonna do it. So let me go ahead and take care. And I was getting bullied by boys too, on top of that, and so I think that in some cases, women only have witnessed other women be masculine, so they've learned from that. And then I think that women, I know you probably won't agree, but like women have also been greatly let down by men. We got some real like weak-minded men, just to say straightforwardly, like that are cowards, that are living in their own selfish desires, not thinking of their homes, not thinking of their children that they're creating, just selfishly maneuvering in this world and not considering, their wives and the women that they've committed to. And so, I think women have been greatly disappointed by men. And because of that, they've become more masculine. I'm gonna wrap this up because I know but I will say, just to also defend, I got y'all. Just to also defend the women, I think that most women, when they are with a man of integrity and of great character, who is providing an atmosphere and an environment that is safe, it allows her to let all the masculinity down, to break down all the walls of the defense mechanisms that she's built, and then be able to thrive in her femininity. And I know a lot of believers gonna come after me because I'm basically saying, oh, I'm only gonna be feminine if my man is masculine. You should just be who you are called to be. Yes, that is true. And I can testify to doing things and not seeing results. So yes, it's true. I'm just saying it's easier for us to thrive in femininity and be soft and be gentle if we know we can depend on our man, if we know you're going to protect us, if we know you're going to provide, if we know we're going to be stable, if we know that you're going to come through, you're going to stick to your word and be a man of your word. And so I know the answer is kind of a little bit of everywhere, but yes, I do believe that women are more feminine, or excuse me, more masculine. But I think for two reasons. One, they didn't know any better. And two, they kind of had no choice. And they were a single mom, had to pay the bills, had to protect the kids, had to get it done type of thing.
Yeah. No, I totally agree on most cases. In many cases, in the 90s, 2000s, you've seen a lot of single parent homes where the mom had to be the dad and the mom. Mm-hmm. So these women, they grew up as kind of like what you said. I saw the example, even though you had some parts of your life, both parents in the house.
Yeah.
They saw these same women saw a dominant woman. She mm-hmm. had to be, because she had to protect the house. Anybody tried to come up in that spot.
Yeah.
You know, she had to go get the money. She probably worked doubles. She had to do a bunch of different things and take care of things where she had to be more of a masculine mother.
Yeah.
So you are a product of your environment. So they saw that, and now we have these women are grown.
Right.
And now we're seeing these go get it boss chicks. Why? Mama was sitting up there crying because bills wasn't paid.
Right.
Why? Because daddy was gone.
Yeah.
So I'm not about to be that same chick. Or I seen my older sister go through it. I'm not about to be that same chick. So now they going to get their degree. They going to get their masters. They getting their masters. They getting their PhDs. And then they like, shoot. By the time they look up, I mean, the men are so intimidated now. Right. They like, I mean, the normal everyday dude.
Yeah.
It's hard. And so I see why they have more masculine traits, babe. I even think of it. I know of some girls who grew up in harder, more of a harder environments, mm-hmm. like the hood. And I've heard some of them say, man, I had to catch the bus from down in the city to here, and the dudes is barking at me. They, I got to make sure I can't look all just, you can't walk down the street like, hey, whatever. Right. You can't do all that. Like, you got to put on your mean mug. And sometimes that mean mug becomes your main mug. Just straight like your main mug, and now you like, why she look so mean?
Yeah.
Like why she so callous?
Yeah.
Well, she had to be callous because she was in the hood.
Right.
Where them dudes, if they seen you and they saw you was real like sweet on it, oh, they trying to come take advantage of you. But if you look like Negro run up on me, I'ma cut you.
Yeah.
Then they know, okay, she don't look like I want to mess with her. Hey, what's going on, shawty? Say nothing.
Right.
Keep walking.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like they had to be those type. And they just become callous, and now they're adults, and they don't know how to like really suppress that.
Yeah.
And what those women now that I believe are in that situation have to do, they have to now get submitted to more of maybe a feminine woman, or more of a woman who maybe was on the masculine side, but now has found her way into femininity, whatever. Yeah. So like maybe watching certain YouTube videos or finding other people that kind of help them out with that, because even with these women being masculine, they are going to scare away the right men sometimes. Like you come up with that masculine energy, and a lot of it, be honest with you, babe, comes in the form of them. They talk slick. You know what I'm saying? They get kind of I've been around some pretty like maybe masculine type female. They get rowdy like, Negro, what's up? Like you about to fight. Like, they've gone through many times. The reason why they're callous, they've been through domestic violence in the house and all of that. And so unfortunately that comes out in their relationships.
Yeah.
And then Negroes look up like, I'm sorry, Negroes. Men look up and just like, yeah, I'm good on you.
Yeah.
I want an old girl over here who's like prissy and she
Right.
like a lady. And so
Yeah.
I believe, even though that you came from that context, young lady, and you know that as you're passing, that's the way you're like that. You now have to find a way to kind of balance that out. You may never be the most feminine woman, but you maybe can suppress it just a little bit by going and, like I said, getting coached. I guess they got coaches for everything nowadays.
They
So
do.
you could probably find a feminine coach.
Yeah, you
Like-
absolutely can. Like, there's so many YouTubers. I know when I was going on every journey, I went to YouTube. My modesty journey, I researched the mess out of how to dress more modest, how to speak more modest, how to think more modest, scripturally what was modesty. And the same for femininity. Like, you can look up not even just ways to behave, but how to address your heart in that matter. Like, why did I become more masculine? Why am I so defensive? And so I just also want to say, if you are married and you have masculine energy, right? You deal with being more masculine than feminine. I want to just speak to the husbands, like, love on her through it. And then also, I know it's not your responsibility, but just ask yourself as a man, are you providing an environment that allows her to be soft? Are you a great leader? Or do you look to her to do everything? Are you what?
No, go ahead, baby. Using your flow. Go ahead.
Are
Finish
you
it off.
are you a great leader? Do you allow her to submit? Because a lot of times men want women to be submissive, but you don't know how to lead. So a lot of times you're leaning on us and you need us to partner with you, and that takes away the femininity a little bit. Like, it's like, okay, I need to think, I need to boss up, I need to make decisions. And so, not saying that being a decision maker is not a feminine thing. I'm just saying, if you are married and you have a masculine wife, make sure you are asking yourself, am I fully operating in my masculinity? Am I being the man that God has called me to be? Am I leading our home in prayer and in Bible study? Am I paying the bills on time? Am I a man of my word? Am I providing stability for her? Am I checking in with her? And this is a big one. Am I allowing her to rest? Or am I working her butt to death? Because that's a lot of times also why women are masculine, because they're not rested. Or they're not feminine because they're not rested. Feminine women are rested women. Just saying that. Like, if you want us to be soft, gentle, meek, and kind, we need rest, or we're gonna be irritable and uptight.
Yeah, and I believe that's true. I believe also this is a byproduct of really men. Also, they were in those same households, right?
Right.
So if daddy wasn't there, and daddy may not have been there. Now that I'm learning and going through life, he may not have been there because mama was hurt. Okay, she might have been hurt and trying to keep him out the box, and then tried to tell you he was a deadbeat. But that's for y'all to figure out yourself. But overall, if this men, they had to grow up seeing, they around a woman most of the time.
Yeah.
It's hard to, and I just say it from even from me as an example, like, it's hard to do something that you've never seen before, like modeled in the home.
Yeah.
You can hear it preached, you can hear it taught, you can watch all the videos that you want.
Right.
But it's harder to walk out something you never saw on a day-to-day basis. That's something I've had to learn. I've had to seek out other mentors to figure out how to be more of this, like, dominant brother or whatever. Like, I've had to learn these things. That's something that I'm being honest, if I get naked and real transparent, it's something that I'm learning to this day. So she can kind of, whenever she does have more of that more masculine air, I don't even like saying masculine, because like, you're a man or something. You ain't no daggone man. You don't have that.
I know. I think the word is just like
word.
assertive.
Can't stand it. Yeah. But yeah, assertive. But when she starts to have that, like, I know, okay, I need to step up a little bit more in this area. Okay, what can I read? Okay, what video can I watch? Or whatever. I may not ever be fully, or it may be harder for me to get there. I don't want to say I won't ever be fully, but it's something that also men, we got to work on. Like, we got to work on being that leader, that provider. A lot of brothers, man, they grew up spoiled. Mama did everything, bought you J's and all, and you sat in the room playing video games, and now it's hard for you to grow up and actually be a man and walk it out and be the leader in your household. You don't know how to budget. You don't know how to do any of those things. Like, so now you got to go and get taught those things. It's easier for, I sometimes will look at brothers who grew up seeing their dad just like, don't get it wrong, my dad was in my life, but he wasn't in my household. And I see my kids like every week and all that. My daddy only saw me, he probably came and got me every 3 to 6 months or something like that. It wasn't like, and I stayed with him for about 3 years, but he mainly worked most of that time. So not really seeing a man like, actually, hey, this is what you do with your wife. You stay calm. She's frantic. You stay calm in these situations. Like, not seeing that. Like, I always tell you this. I'm like, for some people that grew up with with entrepreneurial mothers and fathers, it's a byproduct. Like, it's nothing for them to be entrepreneurs.
Right.
Like, they don't need a 5-step. They don't need to watch a YouTube. It's just like, oh yeah, I started a business. Yeah, it was just like, I just went and I did this and it's just done, and it runs this and it makes this much, and you're like, okay. For those of us who didn't come out of that, most of the time it's easier. It's automatically we become 9-to-5 workers because that's what you saw. You usually become what you saw the most. Yeah, and via what you said about what you saw with your mother and all that. A lot of times you will show those same exact traits. So when you did not have that training, now you got to go find that training, because there's no excuse as an adult to just stay in that place. Right. Especially if you're married and you got someone dependent. She's dependent on me to be the leader. So I'm like, okay, cool. Who can I get up under? Who can I find out how to be this so she can calm down any masculinity? So it's up to you to go find what can make you better in that area that you're lacking in.
Yeah, and I just want to also say, just know, like, for both, because I know this is, we kind of turned it to both. So for both man and woman, if you kind of operate in the opposite, know that you have a lot of unlearning to do. Yeah. And so there was a lot of pressure that I put on myself in the beginning of my marriage. Like, okay, how can I get submissive? How can I be feminine? How can I be a homemaker? I've pushed out 2 kids. I'm a stepmom. I'm dealing with 2 baby mamas. How can I do all of this? And it's like, slow down. Y'all have grace with one another. And know that you have to do a lot of unlearning. Okay. Like, it wasn't until like year 3, I was like, a woman is not supposed to do this. And because I saw it and it became my norm. And so if you identify something and you see, okay, this is not normal, that's the first step. You know what I'm saying? After that, get aggressive about growing. And if you are, like I said, married, have grace with one another. It will get better, y'all. YouTube, books, coaches, mentors, practicing it, acting it out. I think we've grown quite a bit as I've scaled back a lot. And then that's what I was going to say lastly. Also know, for those, if your partner isn't growing as fast as you are, when you do, as a woman, I'll speak to you. Let's say you are a woman and you are more of an alpha woman and your man is not a great leader. He might not know the Bible like you know. He can't lead you in the word. He is not good with finances, whatever it is for you, fill in the blank. Just also know that, because I know a lot of times we use that as an excuse, like, girl, he don't know what he's doing. I gotta do it. There were things that Namdi that did not know how to do, and I still took the back seat because I said, somebody got to fill the pants. Like, somebody got to step in this, and it's not going to be me. So I stayed out of it. I stayed out of the pants. Next thing I know, he putting a foot in the pants. Like,
yeah, she definitely.
Oh, you okay? I see. Yeah, because I got out of his pants. I got out of his boots. I got out of the briefs. I'm like, let me get out of them. And although it might have been unoccupied for a minute, he eventually stepped in that. And so it allowed me to just know that sometimes it does take you kind of just taking your hands off the wheel and going, well, wherever this ship goes, you eventually going to have to step up to it. Vice versa, whatever, feminine or masculine. So yeah.
Lovingly nudging your partner into that space, like, hey, this is you.
And we've also had very raw conversations about it too, like incredibly raw. Like, very raw. Am I feminine to you, baby? How submissive am I to you? Like, I've asked him very, very. I don't just want to pretend like I'm good. No, I need to know the feedback, because I can get on this camera and talk to y'all about femininity and submission all day long. But if he doesn't feel like I'm not that, this means nothing. Yeah. So actually ask your partner, hey, do you think that I'm submissive and feminine? And fellas, don't cap.
Let them know.
Y'all be lying.
You gotta tell it.
Because y'all don't want to argue.
Yeah, you gotta tell.
And ladies, when he tell you the truth, don't lie. What? No, like, be ready. When Namdi shared things with me, I was like, all right. Yeah. There's work to do.
Yeah, definitely. And it's thing I said, it's a balance of it all. So we definitely can relate there. So we want to know, what do you think? Are women more feminine? More masculine than feminine nowadays? What do you think? Please let us know down in the comments below. Yeah. Moving forward, one of my favorite podcasts is Social
Outside
Proof.
of ours.
Outside of ours, definitely. Yeah. It's Social Proof Podcast. And recently, this is with David Shands and Donnie Wiggins. And also on this one, they had a special guest, Neo. And they got into speaking about just being in relationships and abuse, and it spiraled into really talking about how some people were pressured in certain situations. I want y'all to check out this clip right here.
I've experienced emotional abuse and sexual abuse, and
explain the. Are you saying like you were raped? How old are you?
Because you look like you like 18.
I'm 24.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you saying like in a sexual abuse in a relationship, or?
I wasn't in a relationship with him. He was a guy. He asked me to be his Valentine, and then he thought he could get
that one time though. It wasn't like continuous.
Yeah, it was the one time.
Can I ask? I'm sorry, but how did it happen? You gotta be too graphic, but like what happened? Where were we? What was the scenario?
Well, we went out for Valentine's Day, and we weren't dating or anything. But it was more so like we were just getting to know each other. Like we were in the beginning of like getting to know each other, and so we had hung out before. So after Valentine's Day, he wanted to like watch some movies at his place, but we had watched movies before. Like nothing ever happened. And so then it was like he just assumed because you went on a date with me for Valentine's Day and you got on this dress or whatever, or I don't know. But he kept just asking me like trying to get me to have sex with him, and I kept saying no, like over and over and over. And then like he just started trying stuff, and because it's like already hard for me to say like no, it just was kind of like, okay, just get it over with. And so yeah. But
oh my gosh,
I think every woman has experienced the feeling of, how do I just get this over with?
Yeah.
Might not have gone through with it, but we receive so much pressure as women by men, such immature beings that will, like, one of the sexiest traits of a man that understands a woman's word is her bond. A no means no. Like if we're in an intimate setting, I don't care how far I got with you, no is no. Don't try 15 minutes later, offer me another glass of wine, turn on another movie, think of a foot massage is going to lead to a booty rub and all of this stuff. No is no. And most women that are grown women have dealt with a man who has tried too long, too hard, too many times, and don't think you playa and you just got game and eventually you're going to wear her down. What you've done is put her in a very uncomfortable situation where now she's a little scared. She's very uncomfortable, and it's like, just get it over with. Yeah. Especially if you're dealing with a passive young girl who may have already experienced something in her life. You don't know what her history has given her. And now she's in a situation where she's afraid to go for the door. She's stuck, she's stunned, she's shocked. Like, guys, no is just no. It's just no. You did not wear her down. You were not a player.
We're not judging, right?
No.
Okay.
I mean, it depends.
I do. I feel bad. I'm like just flashback over my life where maybe I've been like persistent, and eventually they say okay.
Yeah.
Right? You might be in that mode, or like you're at it. I've never been like an aggressive person, like just like, no, let's go. Like, but you're in the mode and they're there and you're gonna attempt, and eventually in your mind you think, oh well, they really wanted it. They were just playing hard to get or whatever. But maybe I was persistent. And like when she said it, I'm like, it wasn't about being aggressive. It's you're almost like pestering
It's
like
pestering.
let's just like come on, and eventually, and I never even thought, and I pray that none of those people, and it hasn't happened often, but I can remember a couple times. I pray that it wasn't all right, I don't feel comfortable, and he's not going to stop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You were a whole thought out here.
No, I wasn't.
I mean, because you went to like the chest clutch. Like
yeah,
I prayed
because I felt
none of you girls.
I felt so bad in that moment.
From Shan's past.
And I thought I was just so smooth. Like,
you thought you were smooth and a player, but it's like, you know, people will wear, and somebody's looking at this and they're gonna say, no, you know, if you're uncomfortable, just leave. You don't know people's history. Yeah. You don't know what they experienced that makes, like, what if when she was a little girl, she tried to escape an uncle who it would have gone from just going with it to now you got beat and it was brutal and it was violent, you know? So you don't know what that person dealt with. And I'm sure nobody felt that way, because there's a little difference between a light persistence and aggressiveness.
Whoa. Yeah, that was pretty heavy, a pretty heavy conversation.
Yeah.
So babe, I want to shoot it to you. What do you think about this? Is this something that many women go through?
Yeah.
Have you heard about these experiences or have experienced it yourself?
Yeah, I mean, as soon as I watched it, I immediately could think of an instance of mine for sure. And I kind of always knew it was a thing, like men, like, and not sexual assault. Mm-hmm. But like women being in situations where it's like, dang, I came over here. It's like 1 a.m. Like, yeah, he think he about to get some. Let me just, you know, it's an awkward situation. I didn't drive. He picked me up. Like, how do I get out of
that
this?
One right there.
Yeah, and it's kind of like, yeah, let's get this over with. It ain't gonna be too long anyways. You know, like just kind of push past it. And so I immediately thought of a relationship. I mean, it was a situationship or whatever. Mm-hmm. And it was so surprising because this guy was a believer and he was a man of God and he was known, you know, at least in the community that I was in. And I knew his people. Like I knew everyone. We were all kind of in the same community, so it was a trust there. And then also prior, I don't have dating experience. Let me just say that. Like I dated someone in high school up until my first year in college, and then I dated 2 guys and then Namdi. So like it's very short experiences. I was just like, oh, he's a great guy, you know? And so I really like this guy, and again, a man of God, so I trusted him. But I remember he came to pick me up, and he happened to like been leaving an event, and I was just young and just like, oh my gosh, he had a little name for himself or whatever. So I was like, wow, this is whatever. Pulls up and picks me up, and we drive kind of down the street into like a neighborhood. It was kind of a dark area, and I remember we're talking, and it just, everything was about sex. Like it was just, he was very aggressive. Mind you, my red flag should have been that our first phone call, he showed me his penis print. That should have been the first red flag. Like the first ever FaceTime call was him showing me himself. Mind you, I'm like, this is a man of God. Like, whoa, this is crazy. And so, yeah, we're in the car and he's like, you know, just being aggressive, just being, not even like, you know how dudes can be smooth and it just happens. No, this was like, you know, just kind of weird. And I remember being creeped out. And I'm like, I feel like if he was even remotely caring about the person that I was, he would have saw that I was like, it was a little weird. Like, it wasn't like I was like, boy, stop. It was like, bro, like, chill. So I ended up going back to my friend's house. And I remember telling them, I'm like, that was a little weird or whatever. Moved on, you know, still talking to him. And we ended up linking up again, and it was about sex again. And it just, there was no real depth in this conversation. Like, and now being an adult, looking back, I'm like, dang, we didn't talk about much. Like that wasn't nothing. But the same thing, like he's picking me up and just being really aggressive and really assertive, and didn't end up doing anything that time either. I was just like, bro, chill. Like, again, chill out. And yeah, the last time was another very aggressive time, a very pushy time. It was just like, now looking back, everything that led up to it was a very pressured, like, this sexual moment is gonna happen, you know. And so definitely it was something that I absolutely 0% enjoyed. Nothing about it. I mean, I don't enjoy anything of my past and my sin, but like that specific person in that situation was something that it gave a saltish, you know, like I didn't say no, but I also, well, I did say no actually, but I participated because of, let's get it over with, you know. And so I definitely feel that. And yeah, even when we watched this originally, I was just like, you know, I was kind of like coming to my awareness of it. I'm like, right with Namdi, I'm like, wow, that actually did happen to me. And I remember feeling so used and just like I was just that, you know. And yeah, I just, in that situation, that was probably and I tell Namdi this, I'm like, that was my biggest regret of a relationship, because I knew it was nothing but that. And I felt pressure to give him that too.
It was heavy when I was listening to this. And
I thought you was about to say me. I'm like,
no, well, that was heavy too. I mean, just to hear about that experience. I mean,
did it make you mad?
It definitely. I mean, first off, you know, this is why I say, if everybody could be virgins before they get it, that would be amazing. If you and your partner never had anybody but each other, man.
Yeah.
That is so dope. I, even as a man, wish I never slept with the women that I slept with.
Yeah.
Like, once I really figured out what I had done and just a mess. And so, first thing I thought of, I related with Shan's. I was like, wow, well, I've been in situations where I was persistent probably, like, but I don't think, like, probably maybe I could think of maybe a couple times. The only thing about mine is I didn't actually get the win. Like, it was just, after a while, if a girl say no, I don't want to, like, I just, you know, after a while, it's just like, I didn't put my moves, I didn't try this, I didn't try that. That usually worked. Okay, well, forget it then. But I walked away from those situations feeling like really stupid. Like, real stupid, like, dang, she probably be like, he was way great. You know, that ain't even me. Yeah, and I should have.
Yeah, you should.
And still to this day, and I thought about it, I'm like, dang, I was really persistent. I cannot recall, at least, somebody I was persistent with that maybe felt like that. But then again, I never know. And so I pray and I hope, you know, if I've ever done something like that with anybody, it was just like, shoot, he came and got me. It's like, forget it.
You know, the scary thing is, a lot of times that's like in relationships. Like, it's not like a one night stand. It's somebody, like, even with my situation, like, first of all, we were young. Let me just say that. It was real babyish. But I was like, consider myself to dating this guy. So a lot of times y'all won't know, but like, because we're dating. So it's like, oh, you my girl. Like, yeah, bend over, get it, let's get it done. It's like, no, even if she's your girl, and we're, first of all, yes, we're talking about sin right now. So if the real holy deep ones, we are talking about that. But you know, when you are dating someone and you guys are intimate, a lot of times the man think just simply off the fact that that's my girl, she's gonna always be okay with having sex. Sometimes she's not. Sometimes she's not feeling it. Like, I probably had sex many times and didn't want to, like, you know, that's a very, very, very normal thing.
That's crazy.
And it's crazy, but it's also scary at the fact that, especially like a woman like me, that I'm very like, you can't really get over on me. Like, I'm not a scary person, but in a intimate setting with someone that you really like, Lord forbid, someone you really love, and you like, dude, I said no, like, all right, come on. And the sad thing is, like, a woman will be watching TV while y'all doing it, and the man is just so in a zone. And it's so scary how men can kind of just turn off. It's creepy.
Yeah, it is. Just to even think about it, and if with that guy being like that, more than likely, and unfortunately, especially many men when we're young, it's just really trying to get that notch on your belt. Like, oh yeah, I did that. you know, he probably was, and unfortunately, babe, I'm so sorry, but the reality is he probably ran his mouth because he just wanted to feel like, hey, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, yeah, she gave it. You know, and that's what
And
a lot,
the crazy
and it
thing
turns
is-
into barbershop talk, because I've been in the barbershops, ladies.
And if the woman has salon talks, because men be having barbershop talks saying who they smashed. If the woman was to tell on y'all and how y'all don't be lasting long, it was horrible. We were not lubricated. We did not enjoy it. We were dry because we felt like we were getting assaulted. Yeah. That's the truth of it. Yeah. Men be bragging on getting notches on their belt for assaultish type of sex moments. You know what I'm saying? So if that dude did, and of course he did. Like, yeah, because I also, like, I just, when I say I was not going from dude to dude to dude, if you saw a dude on my arm, that meant like, oh, I really think something about this situation. In that situation, I feel like it was just more infatuation type of thing, like just who he was, and people knew him, and whatever, we matched in a way of what we did. But all in all, like, yeah, men do be bragging, but y'all, like, not y'all, men also be giving very I know I can't say this word, so assaultish vibes. It be very aggressive and creepy and scary. And so again, a lot of times this type of stuff thrives, like this girl said, I don't know her name, the young lady, in relationships. Like, you be dating a dude and you just like, gosh, like, that's all you gonna talk to me about my middle name. Like, you know, and so this is also why I want to encourage, because I ignored red flags. Our first conversation on a FaceTime, the first ever time I spoke to this young man, I'm seeing his print. That's a problem. That's a red flag. That is someone with no self-control. You know what I'm saying? And don't be like me and just push past these red flags because he got money, because he got a good family, because he's a man of God. Like, no, don't do it, because you'll end up in a situation adding a body that did, oh my God. I hate it that he ever had the opportunity to be in my presence.
Yeah, it's sad, and I think that what we should also take from the young lady and also your story is that, like, you know, because I think what happens is a lot of times women, you're just lonely. You just don't got nothing else to do. So this is why we say, hey man, get in godly community, man. Serve with your local team at your church. After that, man, hang out with some other single sisters that's also keeping themselves. Because, you know, you'll end up doing this for the sake of just not being lonely. Yeah. Now you didn't went to his house and all that, and you didn't add it to the body count just because you didn't want to stay at home and watch Netflix by yourself. Just because you didn't want to sit and watch a book or watch a series or whatever the case may be. So get in more of community of other people doing this. This will help you, encourage you to stay within that lane and not end up in these pressure situations where you're making lifelong regrets. Go ahead.
And then, can we please encourage the men to, like, have some type of self-control and awareness?
For sure,
like,
yeah.
Please?
Man,
like, yes.
Hey, listen.
Because like, I got y'all. Because, no, even if I do go to your house, and if I am uncomfortable and I'm making it clear and I'm like, nah, like, you know a difference from, please, no, stop. Then, like, no, no, for real. Like, you should be able, like, pray for discernment. Don't be a weirdo.
Well, I mean, I don't know, discernment can go within that situation too much, because they both be, it's a flesh situation.
It's a flesh situation,
but
you
at the
also
same
don't
time,
want to.
you don't want to ever.
Like, no, don't make excuses for these men, because they'll be out here doing weirdo, assaultish type of ways.
They definitely,
like, no, be a grown man. Like, it is not that deep. It'll be a girl that would gladly say yes to you. But if you see a woman, I'm sorry I had to cut you off, because I'm like, no, even if she does go to your house and watch Netflix, she should not be pressured into having sex with you. Like, it's just, you should feel a vibe between, and if you don't feel a vibe, like, if a woman let me just tell you, if you lack discernment, if she continuously tells you no, it means no.
Let it go.
Like, let it go. Like, just know there's a difference from, like, oh my God, no, you are crazy. Then, like, you can tell it's discomfort. So I just want to say that, like, I'd rather please speak more towards the men than like, yes, women, don't be so bored that you pulling up, because unfortunately you do kind of gotta have the thinking of a man, like, So what time is it? It's 1 a.m. She pulling up for Netflix. Okay, but like still have self control.
I mean, and just men really also just be confident. Like it speaks to your confidence when you're like, oh, okay, no, all right. And to be honest with you, unfortunately, that would attract them more. I mean,
for sure.
Especially like that's also kind of a reverse trait right there.
Yeah.
As you even seen, I don't know if we got that part.
If you're
of
not
Donnie
so
saying that, she actually that actually attracts him when it's like, oh, okay, he's cool. Like one of the things that with us is that you was over, but I didn't pressure you. I said, well, you was over like before anything happened.
Yeah.
A while, and nothing happened. We just talked. I didn't pressure you.
No,
I didn't. None of that. And
you claimed that I was the pursuer.
You definitely was pursuing. You had to let me know that, hey, I really like you.
So did you feel pressured into having sex with me?
In a way, I did. Actually, I did. I don't want to tell him what you did. How you made your move on me, but
there are no entertainment for the people.
We can't say.
No, I'm saying.
Then I was like, oh, she really likes me.
Don't entertain these people. Are you kidding? You felt pressured into having sex with me.
I mean, I felt like you just made it like, hey, listen, I really like. No, you didn't. You didn't pressure me, but you. Okay. I did feel. I mean, you can very soft after. Like you was after me.
You was, I was like, pull your pants down now.
No, you weren't like that, but you was like, hey, listen, get the note. For y'all don't know, she left a note on my car of her album cover. Let me know.
You think that's a really big deal.
Have a nice day. I was like, oh.
So that pressure you into feeling like you need to have sex with me.
Girl, you like it was good. I mean, before then, I was like, okay, we're just friends. I don't want to make I don't want to be, listen to her about past relationships, church stuff.
I did not talk to you about past relationships.
No, you didn't. But you was talking about more about church stuff, family stuff like that. And I was like, I don't want to be that guy, especially because also, like I said, I'm just not. I represent, men and brother at church. I don't want to come off wrong.
Yeah, you were a very safe place for me.
Yeah, I didn't want to do any of that. I knew I was holding a banner as a leader too, so it was really one of those things. But when you showed that, I was like, oh, she liked me.
Nandi is crazy, y'all.
And then you did even more things after that. They put the icing on the cake, and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy because, like what you said, unfortunately, like a man. I mean, you wasn't playing hard to get, but you weren't not playing hard to get. You were just not there. Like your mind wasn't thinking about sex. Like we were just really chilling together.
Best not to even go there. I didn't want you to even feel like I was on that.
And I feel like I was being very intentional about being that way too. Because when I came to your house, I looked a mess all the time.
Hey, listen.
I had on sweat.
Who at that
baby,
time
I had on sweatpants, y'all. I had on sweatpants, a t-shirt, and a hat. That's usually because I worked a very masculine job, and I was just like very more chill back then. So I had on sweatpants, big tees, and I also was intentional about not showing my body off too. I'm like, no, this is my friend, so you don't need to see how big my booty is or nothing.
Yeah. We'll talk about other things later.
What do you want to talk about?
Anyway,
what are you talking about?
Nothing. I'm just saying. I mean, at the end of the day, it's still. I mean, you still look good to me. It's still very attractive.
You can say that. So you thought I was very attractive back then?
Yeah, I thought you.
In my sweatpants and stuff.
Yes, sweat shows even more.
It does.
The curves. Yes, it does. Sweat show even more of the curves. Yes.
Well, men don't answer, actually. I mean, you can, but...
So,
that's funny.
Yeah, at the end of the day, we try to tell them, listen, listen, you can see our old story.
No, you were talking about...
eventually.
You were talking about how, doing the opposite. First of all, doing the opposite, not being hungry, it'll attract them more. But not even just that. You just seem less of a weirdo. You just seem less of a weirdo. Yeah. Chill. If she... I hate that this feels like we're talking about sin, but we have to fully speak about this subject. We just got to be real.
Because most of the people that's going to get married, I'm sorry, they've
already done it. Yeah. But yeah, if you are trying to do that, in our situation, you just want you don't want to be in sin, but you want, if you do it, for both of y'all to be participating. Consensual. Like, I mean, well, even it's in a certain degree. So just don't be a weirdo.
I don't want to be a weirdo, because even when the ones I think of when I might have been persistent,
they marked you as a weirdo.
Yeah, I'm like, dang,
you are a weirdo in their mind.
What's the name who maybe hooked us up? He probably told me I was being really a weirdo.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm not even that. Like, I'm
definitely
like,
dang.
Like, dang, she didn't get to. Now we can't even. Ain't no second. Second
That's a
time.
turn off. I'm just letting y'all know, like, especially
as
a woman, like marriage, all of it, like the vibe that we need mentally, like they always say, a man is a microwave, a woman is an oven. You gotta preheat, you gotta season us, you gotta marinate the meats, you gotta do all the things. But when you just trying to eat the meat, it's like that is raw. Like, wait, hold on. Like, give me a moment to think about this. Where I'm at. Do I like you? Like, what is this? Because it can get really weird really fast. And I'm thinking, I'm like, I can think of, like, not even just me, like friends that have told me, like, girl, God.
Yeah, and if he's doing that, lady, hey, you're more than likely he just need to get you on the belt. Shoot, he might actually got a woman and he just want to get that real quick so he can kind of feel like I did that and get back to who he really is.
Definitely my situation.
Yeah, I'm telling you. So I've been around there and seen that. So yeah, again, heavy situation.
Yeah.
What do y'all think about that situation that you heard about there from the young lady with social proof? What do you think about even TK's situation there? We would love to hear from you down in the comments below.
So moving on, I know there is a lot of women that are basically trying to figure out if who they're dating is ready for marriage, if they just like what to look for to be like, okay, this is how. I know for me, I get a lot of questions like, how did you know Namdi was the one? How did you know do you feel like he's your soulmate? How did you know he was ready for marriage? And I feel like we wanted to address this in a basic way that can be received practically. And I feel like most of these videos that we do, we're going to revisit them and refresh them as time goes on. Definitely. But I wanted to ask you, babe, could you give the ladies 3 basic traits to look out for to know that her man or the man that they pursuing, looking at, whatever, is not ready for marriage?
Number one, y'all should probably already know this if y'all already are part of the family, but number one, his relationship with God is not solid. Yes, so this brother, he is not in community. All right, like he's not with other brothers that are along the same faith as yourself. Yeah. Okay, he's not serving. Okay, he's not in the local church. If you're a single brother, you should be ushering at the door. He should be serving, like has accountability. He's submitted. Don't I guess Dr. Vernon always say, don't tell me who you over until you tell me who you under. That's the same thing you should be saying to this man. Okay, you trying to be over me? Okay, who are you up under? Yeah. Okay, pastor? Nah, I'm good. Mentor. No, ain't no man got to tell me nothing. Shoot, like I do my own thing. It's just me and God, whatever. Like I run my own. I don't need nobody to tell me nothing. What a dude up there preaching to me. That type of attitude, not the one. You need somebody submitted. You need somebody who you could, if he doing something he ain't supposed to be doing, you could tell on him like, hey, Pastor so-and-so, Deacon so-and-so, Brother so-and-so, can I talk to you about old dude over here? Your guy that you leading, he doing some finicky stuff. You might want to talk to him. Because if you get in, let's say you lock down with this brother and he's just wigging out. Yeah. He's coming home late. He's talking to you wrong. Maybe he's abusive. Yeah. Maybe verbally, whatever. Now, who do you to run to? Who can you run to when he's not submitted?
Oh my gosh.
Who can you run to? But
not you really singing and holding your ear.
But I'm just saying, like, who are you gonna run to if this man is not submitted to nobody? Don't nobody know him. You can only talk to his family who gonna take his back. His mama, he get that from his daddy. His daddy was a cheater too. I'm so sorry you had to go through that. You want some coffee? Wow. Like, it's okay, girl. Hang in there. I know it's been such hard times. It's gonna be okay. He gonna get it together one day. When? Like, you only got his family to run to. And you don't even, and when we know one of the golden rules is families can't be in the marriage.
Ooh, no.
So again, I don't know why I'm staying on accountability. Holy Spirit got me there for a reason. This is for somebody, okay? Who is that man that you about to marry accountable to? Who is that dude that you pursuing or is pursuing you that y'all on dates with? Who is he under? Who can, like, who is that? Like, who does he look up to? Like, but he trying to be over you. Okay, like he might be full. He might be he might be ego driven. He may be full of pride. You don't want to be up under that type of man. You'll live a miserable life, just sitting there being a housewife and having all his kids and nobody you could talk to. Just like, dang, he wasn't submitted to nobody, and you didn't see that sign. So again, who is he under? Make sure he's submitted.
That was a big deal because I always say you can't be a great leader if you're not a great follower. So your man is full of pride, full of arrogance, egotistic, dominating everything, and don't know how to take a back seat. That is not a good sign. I know it seems masculine and dope at first, but you gotta have a man that knows how to carry wisdom and know when to take a back seat.
That's so good, babe. You know why? Because it can be very attractive to you ladies that he's so wise. Oh my goodness. He know the Bible from front to back. He know how to this, that, and the other. But here's the thing, man. So many guys can use that word in the wrong way.
Yes.
Especially when they're not under anybody to correct them at all.
My God.
And they could use that to razzle dazzle you. I finally got a man of God. I mean, he know from Genesis all the way to
You
Revelations.
gonna stop making my sister sound like that.
I'm just saying.
You gonna stop
Like,
playing
I'm
them.
But hey, it just is what it is. Like, I feel for some of you sisters, like, cause you're just looking for that, like that alpha male, who's very confident in himself, and that's dope.
Yeah.
All right, but like a confidence, but he also sometimes might need to be on a little bit of a leash and just know, okay, cool. All right, hey, yeah, come here. Let me help you out with that, and just make sure he's under somebody.
And that's what I love about you and honor about you so much is that you respect the wisdom that God has given me. You don't act like I'm just a body that you get to have sex with and fulfill your selfish needs. You're like, no, you have a relationship with the Lord. He speaks to you. Let me hear what you have to say. And I just wanted to also just piggyback on the whole thing. Like, yes, a man making decisions and being a leader, it can be a very attractive thing. But back to honoring you, what was most attractive was your integrity. So it was your ways that you were able to listen, and you were able to be a student, and you were able to be quiet and learn and grow and evolve. And I think that's way bigger than someone that can just walk in a room and take charge. It shows way more of your heart and your posture, because that's who we are as God's children.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I guess on to number 2. He's not currently in a career or in his purpose. Listen, he need to have a job. Why are y'all even talking?
Okay.
I'm like, what are you even pursuing? I remember even when I first started like talking to you as a friend, and I was talking to you, I'm like, man, I think this girl could be the one. Like, I think she could be my wife.
Okay.
I was sitting there listening to her, and I'm like, man, but I can't approach her for real. I can't really make that move. And that's why it took you to really kind of make that first move and kind of show me that you really liked me, because I was like, dang, man, I don't got, like, I was working. I was in management at this time, but I wanted a little bit more of my debt paid down. I wanted a little bit more of that. I can just not take her to just a regular restaurant. I wanted to take her to the top 5-star restaurant there is. I wanted to show her the best time ever, because the way that you know, the standard that you put around yourself and the way you at least carried yourself was like $1 million woman. I'm like, man,
I did.
I wanted. Yeah, you did. I mean, you had a really just this way about yourself that
That's
I thought you might be a little
crazy.
fancy. I just thought you.
I was the most down to earth.
You made, you made clothes that maybe was from Ross or whatever. You made that stuff look like it came from Saks. It was dope.
Thanks,
the way
babe.
that you
Give me
did
a kiss.
things. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I'm just being honest. I'm being real. He needs to have a job.
Yeah.
Or he needs to be in career or in purpose. Okay, and is he keeping a job when he got it? Is he going from job to job to another job? He on to another job? Listen, that shows instability right there. So has he been somewhere and stayed there? Before I pursued you, I had been in my job already for probably like 4 some odd years, and before then I was another one at 4 some odd years.
Yeah.
Like I had longevity at any place that I went. I wasn't hopping from job to job, quitting this place for $2 up more or whatever.
Yeah.
So again, does he have stability there, or is he in purpose? I recommend this the most. Okay, because if he's in purpose, he's already doing something. He has a ministry. He has a business. He may have something big enough where he can say, "Baby girl, this is where I see you at fitting in here. So you can actually come in and maybe you can help me with the books on this, or maybe you can help me take this to another level. I'm trying to get it to this audience right here." So is he in purpose? Is he walking in that? It's even better, okay? Because a lot of irritation that even comes from a man, and I even say speak for myself, is that like sometimes it could be that, man, he just like don't feel like he's in what God called him to be. Like he's going to this job 9 to 5 and it's just draining him and and he's not in purpose. And so it can be irritable and it could cause arguments and all of that. Like sometimes a man just going to work and punching that clock and doing something that he just hates could be very bad for a relationship. And so finding one in purpose, if you find one in purpose, oh, you really got one. He already got the LLC. He's already working it. He's running routes all day. He barely can really get in the schedule with you because he's building a business. Number 3, if he's financially illiterate, you do not want that, okay? Most of us will put off like we're doing well when we're not. You won't know that the money ain't right until like we're actually in a full-on long relationship.
Yeah.
We're going to put on our representative for probably that first 3 to 6 months anyway. Like regardless, we may be having sex and all of that.
You didn't do that.
No, I didn't. We cut that pretty short. Like I was like, hey, yeah, so you went and got your nails done just the other day. That was on my credit card. Yeah, it has a limit. We can't swipe that no more.
But not even just that. You didn't come off like, yeah, I'm about to take it. It was. But I also wasn't that girl that needed that either. Yeah. Like I was just like, you got a job, you can pay the bills. Okay, cool.
Yeah, you saw I was already holding it down.
Yeah, and you introduced me to business and wealth and budget and all of those things. That wasn't, it was something you introduced to me.
Yeah, like is this man talking about? Yeah, I don't know. One of the great things that would be great in his conversation that comes up. Yeah, I don't know if I can go, if we can go on that trip or so if I can do that. I don't know if it fits in my budget. Yeah. Bingo. Oh, you have a budget. Yeah. Oh, that means that you're organized. Oh, that means that you don't swipe until it finally like in hope and pray until it just like declines one day.
Hope and pray.
Like, I can't believe that people do that.
They do.
I'm like, how do you not even like even back in my day, like a while back when I did go negative, like I don't remember, like I knew how far I was negative, so I knew I wasn't about to swipe and be embarrassed. Right. Never had those type of situations. And I know, like, I've heard of people and seen people who would be like,
I've been around people that's like, I hope it go through.
We just gonna see what happened. Oh, that mother went through. Oh, and I'm like, they'll be out with people.
Yes.
That's bold.
That's sad.
Man, it is
that's
sad.
scary.
So I'm just saying, like, if this brother, he says budget, that's a bingo. That means that he has his things in line. He knows when the money is done. He's assigned every dollar. Again, he's talking Dave Ramsey talk. He's talking Anthony O'Neill talk. Okay, he's talking that money talk, that EYL. He's talking about that earn your leisure for those who don't know. He's talking that money talk. He's really on it, but you also see him walking that out. So and that's the good thing. He's in home. He's already owns a home, or he's talking about home ownership there. He's trying to clean up his debt. He's talking about that. Man, and when y'all really get deep and you're really going to that last level, that final level, and you guys are really talking about marriage, now is the time you want to see the actual credit score. Okay? We want to see the credit score. Okay, let's open up the account and let's see what's actually in your account. Okay, might sound like, okay, oh, dang, you want me to do all that? Yes, we're only talking about your whole life. Right. Up to you. I don't know if you just want to. I'm telling you, you could. Okay, tap a sister that's married. I ain't gonna tap. She ain't gonna tell you. Right. We just gonna tell you because we've seen it. We know other married couples. Okay, we've been around enough to know that some of these brothers they can put on. Yes. And then when it gets down to it, he really ain't got no money. Yes. Biggest thing for you women, at least from what I've seen and what I've heard, is security. You want security physically, and you also want security financially.
Yes.
Okay? You want to make sure you got a roof over your head. The lights ain't going out every other day. Let me
Right.
tell you, don't get so caught up with Bay in the bed that you don't even know that Bay ain't got the bread. Just see it's what it is. He ain't got the bread, and then you didn't find that out till y'all moved in with y'all still not married self. Now you finding that out, and you done put yourself on this daggone lease. Y'all doing half on stuff like y'all really in covenant. And now you having to go through those type of situations. I ain't coming through to hurt you. I'm just coming here to wake you up. If you in this situation, get out now. But I don't want y'all to have to go through that, sister. So I'm going long on this because money is the leading reason why people are splitting up and why they're getting divorced is over money. And that can be so major. Please, please, please see what that man is working with financially.
Yes, that's so good. I don't really have anything to say.
Y'all can tell that money is my passion.
Yeah, like
Okay.
that's so good. Like that was one thing. I mean, that was a easy getting with you. Not like for me, one of the easiest, like the reason why it was so easy to say yes to you. I mean, obviously outside of loving God and being a good man, and I actually liked him, and all those things was that I knew with you I would be stable. I knew that, like children, all of that, like we was gonna be good. And you have just shown yourself to just continuously be a phenomenal provider. You ain't, in your seasons, like, I just think I'm gonna try to be a professional swimmer or something. Like, you got to get up, you got to do what you got to do, and I thank you and I honor you for that, because I do know there are women out here that's struggling, and the fact that I've been a stay-at-home mom for, I worked short amount of times, but since we've been together, I've been a stay-at-home mom. I worked, the longest I ever worked was a month at T-Mobile. Yeah. And so I worked like a couple of other jobs for a little bit. IHOP might have been almost a month too, but
never could make that through. Like
God never
just
could make.
No.
Yeah, God was saying no. I hope that helped y'all.
I pray,
ladies. I mean, that I'm sitting here like this was some gems. Like take this. Yeah. Stand on it. Like, shoot, if you need to add this to your non-negotiables, add it. Please. Like, if you didn't know, you're like, dang, I didn't even think about finances. Like, needing him to know what he doing as far as with our money. No, baby, that's huge. As he said, top 2 reasons for divorce is infidelity and finances. Like, finances is a huge. People get tired of struggling. People get tired of suffering. People get tired of not being able to get ice cream. You know what I'm saying? I can't get my nails done. Like the basics of what women want. We want to feel pretty. We want our hair done. We want our feet and our nails done and be able to wear decent clothes. Not bizarre, super expensive, but a lot of times that be the problem. Women just be feeling ugly. Like, I can't get nothing done. We so broke, And so that's all. I pray.
Hey, fellas, I'm going to definitely be asking her. So y'all need to tap in and tune in for the next one. I'm going to be asking her, hey, how does he know that she ain't the one?
Okay.
All right. So we're going to pick on y'all next. We're going to just pick on my fellas, man. We getting it right. Listen, we getting it purpose. We serving, right? We about to get on the budget. That's what we about to do. We got to look up Dave Ramsey or whoever it is that we need to. We about to do that. But I'm going to check it out for y'all, fellas. I'm going to let y'all know in the next one. So y'all definitely stay tuned for that. Hey, make sure if you're on YouTube, comment below.
Yeah.
Let us know, what do you think? What is some basic traits for that he not the one, sister?
Yeah.
Like, let us know down below what you think.
That's it.
That is it.
Pillow Talking episode 10.
Yes.
I always enjoy doing this with you, babe. It is so
here.
easy. Yes. I just got done recording Tapping with TK today as well. And I was just talking about how, I just feel like we're in purpose. We love helping y'all. Know that anytime we talking, that's why we called it pillow talking with you, labels, because we didn't want this to feel like professional and like pulpit and proper. Like, no, this is how we talk, and we do our best to, like, obviously walk in dignity, integrity, wisdom. But sometimes our assertiveness is love. Like, it's still love. It's like, hey, y'all, wake up, because the enemy wants you to make things small and waste a lot of time. Like, that's what we dedicated this channel to in this season, for sure. I mean, I don't know, it might not ever change, but just helping us to make better decisions in relationships, y'all. We do this out of love. We do this because we just wish we had what we are,
Yeah,
you know,
for sure.
when we were younger. Like, the only examples we had were pastors, and it was distant. So this is a more intimate conversation that we pray y'all are getting blessed with. And if y'all are, y'all listen, 57% of y'all last time I checked watch us, and y'all not subscribed. We on our way to 1,000 subscribers. That is the goal, and we're gonna get there. And if you are a part of that 57, if you a part of the 57, just go ahead and subscribe. We promise, if we see your name and we know you, we gonna love it. We gonna be like, oh, you see. Yes, join the family. Like, we really, and if y'all haven't seen it, we have a heart to do this. And so I'm going to wrap this up. We are super duper excited that you decided to stop here with us. And we will see y'all next time on Pillow Talking with the Way.
Peace. Hey, thank you for making it to the end of this video. If you could do us a huge favor, please hit that like button and please subscribe.
Yes, and please do not forget to hit that notification bell. We need y'all to be locked in every single time we drop this fire content.
Yes.
Also, we need y'all to follow us on all social media platforms at the Ewaybos. And look, we will see y'all on the next video.
Holla.